Hi everyone, today I want to show you guys how to configure mirror services. We're going to show you how powerful it is to have a MPLS networks as your backbone for a service provider, and how you can pretty much inject Wireshark pretty strategically using something such as like an ingress MPLS label, which is what we're going to do first here, or you can do a Wireshark Capture from a remote location. So let's start with showing you guys what I got here. So this is my red VRF, which is my VPRN10 in my Nokia services, and you can see this is the interface on the far end device, which is this guy over here, and on the other side it's going to be 100.102.2. so I've got these labeled here. I'll call this the red VRF. So let's take a look at our service, and we'll make sure we can ping across. So there's I've got a static route set on the Cisco device to my next hop being my Nokia Edge device, which is going to be router 4. So to ping across to 100.102.2 from 100.101.2, which is kind of emulating a off-site location or remote location. So that's successful. So this site's traversing the MPLS cloud and getting to the far end location, off-site place, wherever that may be for the red VRF. So let's take a look at our service. Other good news, I passed my service architectures exam recently, so I'm at this point just practicing my lab scenarios to go and attempt to take the practical lab exam, I'm sorry. Looking forward to that. So here's my interface facing my device here on the right, and here's my VPRN or the VRF. Just to get an idea of what we got going on here. There's one subnet, and then here's the other one on my router 3, which is back here, connecting to 102.2. So let's just verify our services internally. So we'll ping, use an OAM command tool here. I find it to be pretty cool little tool. OAM VPRN ping will identify our VRF, which is VRF 10. We'll use our source as our far end device on the right here, which is going to be this Cisco switch, or router rather I should say, and it's going to go to the far end, which is 102.2. So you, as the network engineer for your for the service provider, you can verify that this CPRN is set correctly and has end-to-end connectivity. So you can see that round trip is 14 milliseconds, and this is an in-band request going through your VRF. So yeah, this is pretty helpful. So you can see that everything's working. So if you do so, there it is on one side, right 4. Okay, and there's our devices. Alright, so let's get to the point of the video. Sorry, I got carried away there. So let's go ahead and configure a service, a local service, a local mirror service on router 4. So we're just going to pretend like we have this laptop plugged in to our Nokia box here, and we want to see the traffic between router 4 interface 4 facing the customer. So right here is where we're going to inject the mirror service. This is local, as our box is connected to the router and the service lives on this router. So actually, I'm sorry, what we're going to do is we're going to capture traffic here on port 2 coming in from this router, and I think this is better because I want to do a filter using the ingress MPLS label coming in to router 4 from router 3, just to show how powerful having an MPLS network and how awesome it is to have the capability to drop a mirror service using ingress labels or port filters. So go ahead, let's get the label first. So we'll take a look at so our RSVP session for traffic engineering between router 3, and that's going to router 4. We'll do detail. So here is the name of the LSP and the path it's taking. I just labeled this loose, just taking the IGP route. It's just one hop away, so there's nothing much there to do. But this is what matters in this scenario. We're going to do the ingress label as our filter for the debug to drop into our Wireshark Capture. So 131.067, let's put this here on my notepad on the side here. So now let's go ahead and configure our service. Just do mirror 1000. Oops. Oh. Okay. Create. So we're going to be sending the mirror destination is going to be port 5 on my box, heading to my sniffer box. So just do SAP 115 create. Make sure that that port is set to an access port because it is a SAP that you're making, not a network interface. Alright, so that's sending there. Okay, so now we'll just make our debug, which is what is the source of this capture. So debug mirror source 1000, and we'll do ingress label, and we'll take the MPLS label that's being used to send the traffic here. Ingress label. Okay. So there's our debug mirror source. This has to match whatever mirror destination you created it. So this is back here. Oh, I'm sorry. Mirror service 1000. So ingress label again. We got the label from show router RSVP session, and we do from 10.10.10.3 to destination, or just to, sorry, detail. Get the detail, and this shows our incoming labels. So one thing to note, there you cannot do a capture on a debug on an egress label, so it has to be an ingress label. So just remember that. That is something that you need to know for your exam, for those of you who are hoping to take the service architecture exam. So now let's go ahead and take a look at our Wireshark Capture. So here's my VM that I've dropped in here. I'm just running an Ubuntu box. Logged into it here. Alright, so we'll start a capture here. So now I'm just going to ping across the VRF just to get some traffic. So I'm going to go from router 9 here on the left, so ping 101.2, which is going to be this box out here, and we should see in this background here, we should see some traffic. Okay, so there's our pings. They were successful. Alright, so I know this is kind of hard to see, but here's that label that we put in. 131067, and that is what we're using for our source, the ingress MPLS label. So that's awesome. So let's do a different way to capture stuff. That's pretty specific somewhat, but if we want to do a far end capture, so if we're located here and we have our our laptop plugged into this Nokia box and we want to capture traffic incoming into router 3 from the customer's far end, so this side over here, we want this traffic coming in right here, and this is, I don't know, say this is, this is Oregon, this is California. It just doesn't make sense for someone to run all the way out here and plug a laptop in, which is, unless you've got some sort of pretty cool setup or whatever, or foreign reachability with a laptop already set up. This is just amazing to have this capability. I work for a service provider and I use this feature a lot. I think it's awesome. So here is what we're going to do. So router 4, we're going to edit our debug. So let's show debug. So we no longer need this debug at this local box. So remember, for your exam, there's a local mirror, and then you can have a remote mirror. So with the remote mirror, there's gonna be 2 mirror destinations, and you're gonna have a spoke between them. So debug mirror 1000. Just remove that. No debug. So there. Okay. So now there's no debug on this local box, and what we're gonna do is go over to our router 3 and create a debug on that side, as well as a mirror destination. So here is, so let's go ahead and do show router 10 interface. So port 111 is facing our customer Verve 10 here on the left side. So what we're gonna do is debug. Oh, let's create the mirror here. So configures mirror 1000 create. Mirror destination 1000 create. Okay, so now instead of sending this to a local box with a Wireshark capture running, we're going to create a spoke SCP, and then whatever your SDP is from your one box to the other. So in my case, just to make it easy, it's 3.4. Just create. Oh, sorry. The VC ID must match. It's just like any other service. So 3.4 create. Just go back. Okay, let's shut down. So no shut that. So we are basically at this point just sending the traffic that's being sent to the mirror service to router 4 via our SDP. As we know, we can use SDPs with multiple services. So that makes things so much easier. Alright, so now our debug. So as we saw here, it's port 111, which is facing the client. So debug mirror source 1000. And here's where we can choose what we want to do. So we'll just say, since the port belongs to the customer completely, we'll just do port 111, and we can do ingress, or we could do egress, or we could do egress and ingress. That's what we'll do. So that's pretty much it. So show debug. There's our debug. It's everything coming into port 111 on this far end box, router 3 from the customer location, and it's being sent to, where's our spoke? There's our SDP 3 to 4, so IP address 10.10.10.4, which is our router 4. At the moment it's down because we haven't configured the other side. Alright, so now we got that side down, router 4. So let's edit the existing mirror service that we have. So configure mirror destination 1000. So here we just have the SAP going to our Wireshark capture, but what we want to do is specify a remote source. So remote source far end, and this is the system interface of router 3. Bam. Now we go back to router 3 and just verify. As you can see, this is down because we had not specified a remote source on the other side. And now that we have, we come back here and verify that this is up. So that's great. So now we will bring up our sniffer here. So there's some stuff flowing through there, but let's just verify here. So we are doing ingress and egress, so we're gonna see the request and the reply from one router to the other. So just to make things clear, if we go back to our mirror here, mirror source, port 11, and say we only do ingress. So now we're only going to expect it to see traffic ingress into port 111, not egressing out of port 111. So if router 100.102.2 sends packets across to 101.2, we're only going to see the ingressing packets into the network. We're not going to see the return. So if we ping 100.101.2 from 102.2, we're only going to see the request. We're not going to see the replies come back from our far end device on this side. So let's see what we got. Let's get the sniffer back up here. So we'll just ping across. And oh, we still did see that. Let me let's edit this. Ingress. So I did the port. We gotta make sure to specify the SAP, I believe. I could be wrong. Let's try this again. 433 101.2. No, I guess not. Well, I guess I gotta reevaluate that. I don't know why I'm seeing a reply when I'm only specifying ingress. Show debug. Oh, there's our problem. So what we want to do, so we'll just go ahead and say no port 111, no SAP 111. So I was wrong before. So now we do show port, or port 1. Too many ones there. Ingress only. I forgot to negate the command first, so that's why. Okay, there we go. There's a request, and we don't see a reply because we are only capturing traffic from here, ingressing into our network, not egressing back to the customer. So there you have it. Yeah, I think this is a pretty cool tool. I love using it. I like applying this in my actual work, and I really enjoyed learning about it. So if anybody has any questions, just shoot me a message. Thanks for watching.